A lot of people believe that learning English is really difficult, but in my opinion, learning English has become pretty easier nowadays because you have access to every single thing which can play a significant role to make you fluent in English. And the best part is you can do everything just by yourself sitting at your home without even visiting English speaking country. But there's one thing I have realized, that if you truly want to learn English and if you truly want to speak English fluently, you need to have passion. You have to be extremely passionate about this language, because when it comes to language learning, it requires a lot of time, dedication and passion. And if you have passion, then nobody can stop you to speak English fluently and confidently. So before you start learning English, I really want you to ask this question to yourself, that do I really have the right motivation, or is that motivation enough for me to make me speak fluent English, or is that motivation enough for me to go through all kind of hurdles which is going to come in my way? Because I have seen a lot of people not having enough motivation and not being extremely passionate, and they end up giving learning this language. So that's why I really want you to have that kind of motivation and passion which can motivate you to go through all kind of hurdles and overcome all the problem and speak English fluently and confidently. For example, just wanting to watch English movies with your friends just because you have to look cool is not going to motivate you to learn English for more than a week. Or having desire to sing English songs with your friends is not going to motivate you to learn English either. However, if you have this goal that I want to crack this interview which is going to be taken in English, will certainly motivate you. Or for example, if you have this goal that I want to continue my study, or I want to study in this specific country where knowing to speak in English is mandatory and you must know English if you want to survive there, then you will automatically and naturally feel confident. You will automatically feel that I have that kind of motivation, and you will try your level best to speak English fluently and make efforts to learn this language as much as you can. So now that you have picked your goal which can motivate you throughout your journey, it's time to move to the next part, and that is actually learning the language. So nowadays we all have seen people on the internet or on YouTube saying that if you want to learn English easily, faster, in a quickest way, then you must have a partner with whom you can practice speaking in English, or you must have a personal tutor or private tutor who can help you to speak English fluently and who can always correct your mistakes like a child. However, it's completely true. It is one of the fastest ways through which you can improve your English and speak English fluently. But let's admit that every single person cannot afford to have a personal or private tutor, or a lot of us do not have that someone with whom we can have conversation and with whom we can practice speaking in English and enhance our language skill. Well, you don't really have to worry about it, that I do not have a partner or I cannot pay a tutor, then what am I going to do now? How can I learn this language? You don't really need to worry about it, because here is the method through which you can become fluent in English all by yourself, just sitting at your home and following the right method. So the first thing you are supposed to do to learn English is to practice listening in English as much as you can. Well, you don't really have to worry about speaking right now, because the first thing we should be doing to learn any language is to understand that what the language is actually supposed to sound like. And the easiest way to do is by watching YouTube videos in English. Well, you could have listened to podcasts in English as well, but the idea behind is when you first start listening something in English, or when you first start learning any language, you are not supposed to understand every single thing at first. But when you watch something in English and when you look at the subtitle of the video, you can slowly pick up the sentences and the language without even realizing. But make sure that whatever you are watching and whatever you are listening, it is actually interesting to you and you are enjoying the process. Because if you are not enjoying what you are doing, then you are very less likely to succeed in it. So that's why I really want you to find those things which actually entertain you or which actually seems interesting to you. For example, if you're someone who is not interested in science, technology and computer, so never go for these kind of videos. Never go for these kind of videos where you do not enjoy what you are actually watching. Or for example, if you're someone like me who does not watch or who does not like watching anything fictional, be it watching movies or dramas or any sort of stories, then I should never go for these kind of videos, because I know that if I would go for these kind of stuff, I would never enjoy the process. So you have to find only those kind of videos, especially in the beginning, which you actually enjoy, because if you enjoy, then you are more likely to watch them over and over again. And if you watch something over and over again, you're automatically going to become better at it, and you are automatically going to become comfortable with the language, which is the most important thing in the beginning. And once you become comfortable with watching and listening in English, slowly try to build the habit of reading something in English, but make sure that you are reading something which is available in easy language. In the beginning, I would never recommend you to go with the books, because when it comes to books, it might look a bit tempting to you, because in the beginning you cannot understand every single thing, and you cannot get to know the meaning of all the words which you want to know. And if you think that, okay, I am going to go with the books, and if I do not understand, then I will be searching the meaning of that word in the dictionary, then it will take a lot of time and you might lose your motivation. So in the beginning, I would highly recommend you to go with the articles, because while you are reading articles, you can easily tap the word if you do not understand and get to know the meaning of that word right there. So it's going to be a bit enjoyable for you, and you will easily learn and process everything. So what you can do, just go to Google and search easy English for beginners or easy articles for beginners, and you will be suggested multiple articles which will help you to improve your English and be comfortable with this language. But make sure that all the words which you actually find relevant and useful to you, and which you think that these are the words which you can use in your daily life to express your ideas, write them down with its meaning and its uses, so that you can revise them frequently and incorporate them in your daily life and improve your English. And once you start understanding at least 50 to 60% of everything you read and watch, it's time to move to the next part, and that is actually practice speaking in English. Well, at first you can follow imitation technique or shadowing technique to enhance and improve your English, where you get to repeat what is being spoken in the video after pausing the video. But make sure that once you have paused the video, and if that sentence sounds similar to you, or that sentence sounds relevant and useful to you, which you can use in your daily life, then write them down and repeat them every single day at night before going to your bed. And you have to do this every single day if you're a beginner, because at first we cannot speak fluent and flawless English. But if you repeat something out loud as if you are speaking, then you are more likely to become better at speaking without even realizing. Apart from shadowing and imitation technique, there are several strategies and different ways through which you can enhance your English. For example, you can sit in front of any object and speak to it as if it's listening to you, and it is going to give you feedback. I know it sounds creepy, but you have to try it, because it is going to help you so much to express your ideas and explain your thoughts in a better way, because that object is not going to judge you, that object is not going to make fun of you and mock your English. Then you can be relaxed and you can practice speaking in English. Well, you might think that what if I make mistakes? Who is going to correct my mistakes? And what would I do if I do such things? And who is going to make me realize about it? So let me tell you one thing with my personal experience, that you don't have to worry about it, because in the beginning I was also making several mistakes without even realizing. But with time, with the kind of observation I had, I automatically became better at it. I just get to know that this is the wrong sentence I have said and I need to correct it. And then I corrected my mistakes. And it happened because I have consumed so much. I have read so much in English and I have watched so much in English. So with time, you're automatically going to become better at speaking. So you don't really have to worry about it, because in the beginning you have to focus on speaking as much as you can, even if you're speaking broken English. Furthermore, you can stand in front of mirror and talk to yourself as if you are talking to your friends. So you can explain everything which has happened to you today. What are the things you have done today? What kind of people you have met? How did you spend your day? And every single thing to yourself. And it's the best way to become better at speaking without getting any kind of judgment. You can also record yourself while speaking in front of camera, and I think this is one of the best ways to improve our English. So just focus on following Just focus on following this one step and it's going to change your English completely. And right after recording yourself, just observe that what kind of mistakes you have made, what are the pronunciation mistakes you have made, and what kind of grammatical structure you have done which was actually wrong. So these are the tiniest steps which is actually going to change your English and make you fluent in English. And I forgot to mention one step which has helped me to boost my confidence, and that is just imagine that you are speaking on the stage, or you are giving presentation in front of your class or in front of your office. You just have to imagine that you are speaking in front of hundreds of people, and trust me, you are automatically and naturally going to feel confident while speaking in English. Well, again, I'm just going to remind you that you don't have to worry about making mistakes, because with time you're automatically going to become better at it. I mean, as per my experience, this is what I have realized. I became better at it with practice and with the kind of observation I had. So this is completely going to change your English. And that is it. If you keep reading in English, watching YouTube videos in English, speaking to yourself, standing in front of mirror and talking to yourself, just imagining that you are giving presentation in front of your class and talking to an object for long enough, you will certainly become fluent in English just by yourself without having to talk to an actual person. So this is how I learned English just by myself without talking to anybody. Actually, a lot of people have asked me that how did you become fluent in English, because I have already mentioned in my previous videos that I have never studied in English medium. So they always wonder that is it really possible? So just let me tell you that yes, it is possible. If you follow the right method, then nobody can stop you to become fluent in English. But yeah, you need to have some patience and you have to be passionate about this language. So please, instead of making excuse that I don't have motivation, I don't have environment, I don't have anybody with whom I can practice speaking in English, just try to take actions. Because if you take actions, then you are certainly going to get result. Although it is going to take some time, because you cannot get it overnight, you cannot get it in just a week or just a month. You have to have some patience and then just take actions in the right direction, and nobody can stop you to learn this language and become fluent in English. So that's all for today's video. I hope you get some knowledge and learn something valuable from this video. So please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you very soon in the next video. Bye.